All right. Where are we going next? Am I taking you or are you taking me?
Do you want to talk about the kite location?
Yes,
Okay.
real quick, location, and this is, we put the little booklet again, thank you Nick for actually making it look presentable and legible. Again, my notes were not that. It's a little, we hope it helps in retaining some of the info that we exchanged here today. So indeed, I'm not going to touch very long on location, but it is somewhat important to think about where are you going to be flying. Again, if you're going to fly for yourself on the beach, you're going to be finding the best possible spot, which, in my opinion, is for me on walking on the hard packed. That's where I want to be. And I want my kite to be 100 foot downwind on the soft. I get the best of both worlds. I can walk easily. I'm very mobile. And the kite has all the grip, the physical, literal grip that it needs to do groundwork, tip stands, that kind of stuff. However, of course, if you find yourself doing a demonstration or a competition somewhere, you're not going to take where you're going to fly. So there are obstacles. There are quad line flyers that haven't rolled up their lines. Oh! Hi, Steve. I couldn't help myself, I'm sorry. No, you got your demo field. There's obstacles. There's potentially trees. You're flying on a festival that maybe has not been put together by a kite flyer. So they don't know what your problems are going to be. So they set you up right next to a building. Or you name it, we've seen it.
Yeah.
And you have to deal with it. Right. Those are kite flyers, I believe. They're just tougher than not so spoiled as we are. You have to deal with it. And one of the things that I found over the years how to deal with it is tone it down a little bit. Tone down the musical, the complexity of what you thought you were going to do and adjust it to the location. Take 10-15% of difficulty degree out of it. The audience is still going to love it. The audience is not going to see an exploding kite after you crashed it into 1,000 pieces on the street that you might be flying on. And you're flying a complete routine from beginning to end without crashes. Tone it down a little bit. That would be my advice for more difficult than you're used to or than you're willing to negotiate with a venue that you're thrown into. Tone it down. Don't be proud. Don't go like, all right, I'll just fly and try what I always do, because guess what? It's probably not going to happen. It is probably not going to happen. So
you can always adjust too, like if you were going to fly to a 3-minute 40-second song, if you're not competing, I mean, we ended up on a presidential stage in San Diego. We didn't know it was only 15 feet wide. And it was like, I was going to fly to a 3-minute song, and I said, no, you're not. You're going to fly to the 90-minute thing we did on the show. We're going to go to 90 minutes, then we're going to go find another place to do a full demo. You can shorten your music.
Yeah.
If you got a shorter song, take it. You know, you have 2 to 4 minutes on your competition pieces, so go with the 2-minute and 3-second song if you need to, if
True.
it's really tricky.
Fewer opportunities to mess it up,
Yeah,
basically.
And that's, can you talk about a little bit about the timing on that? Because there is some thought in the fact that a shorter good routine
That's a difficult one, huh?
is it might be a better thing.
As a flyer and also as a judge, I don't know that I have a real answer for you. I have a reply. I don't think I have an answer. I like to fly to the max of the music, personally. It gives me an opportunity to show everything I can do. It gives me the opportunity to open the toolbox and take every tool out of it and show it to you. It also gives me the opportunity to, if I mess up somewhere, make up for it and make you forget about it. Unless I, of course, messed up on my landing at the end of the 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Can't help that anymore.
Like
But yes, it gives me an opportunity to camouflage some stuff that happened earlier on.
Okay.
And redeem yourself, so to speak.
Exactly. Now, if my tool bag is not that big yet,
That's what Brett was just saying. He goes, what if you
I
have
have
2 tools?
That's me.
I can build it. It probably pays to take a shorter bit of music because you don't want to be repetitive. And you don't want to mess up that same thing over and over again either. So yes, don't be afraid to go short and sweet. And if you don't display any mistakes, you're gonna score well. Score, be that with the audience or be that as an actual numerical score.
So maybe there's a difference in competitive short, do it right, get it done, get off the field, so to speak. But in front of an audience, you can be more repetitive on what you're doing.
I don't see it that way. To me, it's all the same. To me, a competition is just audience that stands a little bit closer and wants to be a little bit more critical. Whether they're more knowledgeable, I will leave up to whatever. But they want to be, they are. Their mindset is more critical. That is all a competition is. I have stopped caring about that a long time ago. It was basically in 2000 that I realized that I'm not flying for judges and I'm not flying against other competitors. I'm only flying against myself that very day, and my only duty is to fly the best I possibly can that day. If I can step off the field and be like, I like that, I feel good. That's all there is to it at that point. At that point, guess what? I had not won a competition since before 2000. And in 2000 I won my first competition with that, after I changed my mindset into that.
And then 1-6 after that.
Yes, I think I won 6 or 7 competitions in 2000 after I changed my mindset, where I never won a competition in the 7 years prior. Because I was flying against other people and 4 judges.
I don't know if they are big enough here.
I'm sorry?
I don't know if they are big enough here, but if you start doing this, you have to aim not your best, but something simple you're sure you can do, and because else you don't stop.
I agree. That is it. I agree.
Yeah.
Scott?
Right along those lines, what he said, I watched you a lot before 2000.
Alright. You want me to take a seat now and you come up and...
Young punk,
Well,
yeah.
it's interesting to hear it from this perspective, because, man, I would hold my breath. You would just kill that kite, man. You would kill it. You'd wear that drill bit. It was sharp when you started. Check this one out, and you'd snap it right in front of us. So
Sometimes literally.
you would wear this. You only had those couple of minutes to fly. What I always got from you was you just would just turn it up, and there was no ceiling, and you would turn it all the way up.
Yeah, but it didn't always go well, did it?
Well, you didn't win, you said, right? So if you wanted to win, then that was it. So-
In hindsight, that perspective for me would be it didn't always go well because I didn't do well enough. The winning would have been a consequence or an effect of me doing well enough.
Yeah.
It's no longer about winning. But the odd thing is, I started winning after I figured out it wasn't about winning.
Yeah, I think you would do every trick that you could, in a couple times, and whether you could do it good. You got one good one out of 4 of them. But
Should have walked away, huh?
I used to hold my breath.
I know, I learned a little bit. I learned a little bit about what works, and if you did it at that point in time, walk away, do something else. But that's all part of the learning curve. And maybe I wasn't, the fastest learner.
But you missed a few. You didn't do it, but you didn't quit.
Right.
No,
You went
that's...
on, turned around and said, okay, I'm doing this for me, and I'm gonna be better at it. As
Yeah.
you went.
Yeah, but I should have been better at it on the beach by myself training. Not necessarily in that very same performance and routine. Because I'm sure it wasn't pretty to look at that point anymore. If you're frustrated, you know it. You miss a trick, you have to learn to deal with your emotions to where it's not going to shine through in the rest of your routine. Because if you are frustrated, you're going to fly frustrated, and it's going to show, and it's not pretty.
You got frustrated a lot.
I know. I was there when I did it, man. I know.
And if I may, I was a little older, so to me you were young, so you were a young person too. So
Oh, yeah, I was
I-
growing up on the kite field, basically. I was maturing into, well,
Yeah.
whatever, on the kite field, and you saw it, and you saw the change in style as I matured and learned. Absolutely. You have a question?
No, just a point, maybe to talk about some of the ways to help gain space and gain a breather
As
inside
far
the
as-
music.
So we're moving on to a technical.
What does ABW stand for?
ABW, yes.
Or
We're moving.
AWB?
If we're reel it all back in a little bit
Yeah.
from philosophy more towards a technical point, because where are we time-wise anyway? How
We were
are
at 10:30, and so you have about another,
10 minutes and 30 seconds? That's
Yes.
awesome.
about just a little bit more of discussion and then opening it up for the music.
Okay, all right. By the way, people bring music that we are going to dissect and look at? No? Yes? Cool.
Awesome.
We'll get to that, but it helps me a little bit figuring out how much time we have and how much time we're gonna allot for